I think most folks that have worked in emergency management, emergency response industries have used WebEOC. It's kind of the standard for many response organizations at state and local level. That was where my experience was with the state and local level of emergency management work, using Juvare, using WebEOC to manage a lot of our processes. Because in the end, that's what we're really talking about, is having an efficient response so that we can get the lights back on here in this instance, which ultimately helps people and saves lives. My name's Andrew Foster, and I work at Byrd Electric. I'm part of our storm team. We're a group of folks that help to restore power to electric utilities after they've had a major outage. There's over 2,000 electric utilities in the United States, from co-ops and municipals all the way up to large IOUs. And Byrd interfaces with all of them in order to assist them when they've had major outages from, typically storm damage that happens. They're going to have to put the lines back up, put the poles back up, and do it in a safe and efficient way. And they use our resources at Byrd Electric in order to come in there and help manage some of that process, as well as to assist them with the physical labor that's needed in order to put those lines back up and really restore power to everybody so that we can get return life to normal. We cover the entire United States with our service territory, so we're able to pull resources and assist any utility in the United States right now when they have an outage, or if they need assistance on their utility side on the day-to-day. I had used WebEOC in a previous role. I was an emergency manager for about 15 years before I came to Black & Veatch and Byrd Electric. In my prior roles working for a state agency, I had used WebEOC, as well as working for a university. I had been part of our WebEOC process, so I was well familiar with it. One of the things we ran into issues with when we started doing some of the storm restoration efforts was we didn't have an efficient way to manage all of our resource information. So we're managing the personnel and the equipment just fine, as you always do when you're in the field, but the digital tracking of all of that was a little bit problematic, and so we're doing everything on Excel sheets, and we needed a better way to do it. And based on my prior work that I had had with WebEOC, I thought this is probably a good opportunity to work with WebEOC, work with Juvare staff in order to build a custom solution that builds upon the already good work that you all do, and try to make something that helps us manage a few of the most important things that we need out there, which is we need to be able to manage rosters, we need to be able to manage timesheets, manage our crews and our equipment, and have it all done digitally on something that isn't an Excel sheet, that's in a unified system, so that we can get efficient reporting and be able to track everyone quicker and more efficiently, so that we can get the job done easier and quicker, which ultimately saves our clients money and gets us all done a lot faster. We definitely use the alerts feature, so if we have an event that's coming up, we can send out an alert to all of our folks and ask them to submit their initial resource counts. We also are able to do changes to all of that stuff in real time, which is problematic. If you've ever done that in Excel, it's not easy to make changes and do track revisions and all of that stuff. So now we can do all that right inside of the system. And then we're also able to submit all those timesheets and everything digitally, which is really, really useful and efficient. So we built a full system. We do use checklists consistently. We have checklists for everything that you could possibly need. We use resource management boards. We use all of our incident command systems forms that we need to, so that we can be compliant with what the utility requires us. So we're using quite a few of the stock features, the regular boards that come with WebEOC, and then we've added on our custom feature, which is really the bread and butter of what we want to use. It's available to everybody at the same time. There's a lot of change and revision issues if you don't have a unified digital system like WebEOC. So just the consistency of having one singular unified system is really great. We also appreciate a lot of our clients that we work with have high security requirements, and so it's nice that we know the background of WebEOC is going to be safe and secure digitally, so we don't have to worry about the information that's put in there. It's all well protected. WebEOC provides a bunch of features for us just because of the nature of the emergency management, emergency response industry. And those are just standard things that we know exist within WebEOC that we don't have to ask multiple questions on to validate. We just know that that's how it's done correctly. And so that's one of the big things for us, is to know that we can do it right the first time. I think most folks that have worked in emergency management, emergency response industries have used WebEOC. It's kind of the standard for many response organizations at state and local level. That was where my experience was with the state and local level of emergency management work, using Juvare, using WebEOC to manage a lot of our processes. It made sense when we're talking about private sector entities, as electric cooperatives, IOUs, that they should also be following those same standards and be consistent with what everybody else is doing. WebEOC seems to be one of those large standard systems that works really well. And so it made sense for me, because I was familiar with how everything operated, to continue being consistent. And also one of the big things for us is we don't want any industry, whether it's private or public sector, to operate separate from what we should be operating in accordance with the incident command systems principles and be standardized with NIMS. And when you start getting disparate systems, then you can get into a space where people are doing things completely different and not following all of the processes and procedures. And consistency and interoperability, whether it's private or public sector, is essential to making sure that we have an efficient response as we go out there and do that. Because in the end, that's what we're really talking about, is having an efficient response so that we can get the lights back on here in this instance, which ultimately helps people and saves lives, which is what we're all after. So we thought that WebEOC provided a lot of those tools to be consistent and not have to reinvent the wheel on this one. Everyone on the Byrd Storm side is getting access to WebEOC, and we'll be able to utilize that for any storm response activities that we do. So we'll have 300 or so organizations at the end that'll have access to it, and then we'll manage that in real time. As the environment continues to change and we know that we're going to have storms, we know communities are going to be put in harm's way, we have to be able to fix those problems quickly, and we thought that WebEOC was a good solution for us to use to get that job done.